Yes, guys, welcome to Chasing Green Arrows. We are previewing match day 2, which kicks off in around 36 hours' time. It's me, Gianni Mattici, and our regular co-host, Mr. Dean Jones. Dean, how are you, my friend? Are you enjoying the Euros?
I am, mate. Yeah, it's coming home, so that's good, isn't it? Brilliant from England. Very convincing 1-0 win. So we're flying. Nice to see the French struggle a little bit last night. That's a nice
Yes.
surprise. Killing Mbappe's nose, I'm sure we're going to be talking about in a second. Oh, mate, I obviously put your lot on upset watch. And when you went 1-0 down after 1 minute, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting it to happen this quick.
Yeah.
But you managed to turn that around.
Thank God. I mean, yeah, let's talk about some of those games then. Like, who's really caught the eye for you in the chat? Let us know. Like, I tweeted yesterday morning, the 3 teams that I think have been most impressive so far were Germany, obviously, they're right up there. And then the result flattered Spain, but in glimpses, I thought Spain looked really good. So Spain, and I said Italy. And everyone commented, being like, yeah, Germany and Spain, yes, but Italy, no, they scraped through versus Albania. I'm like, mate, like Italy were really good on the ball for 60 minutes that football match, and to come from 1-0 down and show that they can come and comfortably control a football match, not only equalise but go ahead half an hour after going behind. I thought Italy looked really good. People just remember, oh, Albania had a chance in the last minute to. Yes, that would have made it 2-2, but yes, Italy had 10 chances before that. Like, I can't quite comprehend how people are so anti-Italy, England fans especially. I know there's a bitterness there, but like, Dean, tell me if I'm wrong, but Italy looked quite good against Albania, didn't they?
Yeah, you look quite good, mate. I mean, I guess it's only once you've seen everybody play once that you can get a proper gauge on how good people have been and like what you should take from the games. And I mean, I'm sure you're very satisfied with what you saw. And it's all about getting that first one out the way and not slipping up. And that was Italy's big banana skin, really, especially after you go 1-0 down and you've got to force your way back from that, and to do it pretty quickly and to turn the tide, I thought was good. So, yep, Italy look like they'll get through to the knockouts now. So that's a good sign for you. At the top of the Chasing Green Arrows League, we have Mohammed and Anthony, who are both on 77 points at the moment. So well done to you two. I am in 18th place actually at the moment on 63 points. So I've had a pretty good start. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm not sure if we're going to be showing our teams to date, but tell me where your points have come from. Like, tell me where your what you did with captaincy. Did you stick on Verts?
My points came from the first hour of the tournament. Yeah, it's Wirtz captain on 20 points and Musiala player of the match 12 points. Yeah, that's where most of my points have come from.
Well played. Well played. I had Verts captain and decided to twist, and then went on to Fratesi, who got 2 points. Could have had a couple of goals, to be fair. Hit the post. And then I went Verbruggen, who got 4. And then last night I went Lukaku captain. So my captains, Lukaku, 2 goals disallowed, 3 big chances missed on top of that. So my last hope for points is Ronaldo captain today. But I should have stuck on Verts. Lesson learned, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So I got the 20 point. I was like, well, Verts is staying captain. There's no way I'm moving from that. A Trent 7-pointer was quite nice. Kunde last night got me 9 points.
Jesus, mate, you are flying.
Yeah, that was nice. Do you know what? As well, like Kunde was in the build-up and everyone's previews and reading stuff that's coming out of France. Kunde was supposed to be the weak link in the team. I thought he was great. I thought he played really well.
He was really good. He actually got more further forward than I expected him to as well. Because Theo is so far forward. But when Dembele went off, I thought, oh, Kunde can attack even more now down the right.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I've got Bruno and Ronaldo to come tonight. I guess Ronaldo goals might end up harming me, actually, won't they? Because a lot of people will be switching to him captain tonight. But, yeah, happy with how things have gone. And do you know what? Talking about match day 2, I don't know that I'm really going to make any changes.
Like, you're definitely not looking at a wild card, are you?
I'm definitely not wild carding. I don't even think I'll use both transfers at the moment. I'm looking at my team for match day 2, and I'm like, okay, well, Mbappe obviously got to have a decision on. And to be honest, if I get rid of Mbappe, despite the Lukaku misses, I think I'll probably bring in Lukaku because he did get the chances.
100%.
He got the chances.
Yeah, 9 million.
You know, that's what you're looking at the moment. And then potentially changing a goalkeeper. I had Lunin, who obviously was a big letdown. So I'll have Costa in goal tonight, and then Salunin either gets changed out or Jorginho, because obviously Italy play against Spain, and I'm not I'm not super excited about what Jorginho is going to score against Spain. But obviously Mbappe is the big subject today. He's rammed his nose into somebody, and he's felt the consequences of that. What are we thinking, mate?
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I just thought, oh, okay, he'll bloody knows he might change a shirt, come back on. But then when he went down like seconds later, and then I saw the replays and his nose was sent back to France, I was straight away thinking, okay, he ain't playing again until he's wearing a mask, and he might need an operation. And with all that in mind, do we see him again? Straight away, I just was like, do we see him again this Euros? And then it was like, oh, do we see him again this group stages? Now, the good news for Mbappe owners or for Mbappe fans, Julian Laurent, I saw tweeted to say no operation was needed, and this was at early hours in the morning. And Jules has always got his ear to the ground with Mbappe news, so no operation needed, and a late call will be made on whether or not he can play against the Netherlands in match day 2. He has also posted, I think, on Instagram, like, anyone know any good mask suppliers type post. Like, we're going to see the mask of Zorro look from Mbappe. Do we see it in match day 2, or do we see it in 3, or even in the knockout? I'm not sure. I would say it's a coin toss, and we're not going to have concrete information pre-deadline. And with that in mind, if you own Mbappe, you've got 2 free transfers. For me, Mbappe to Kane or Mbappe to Lukaku, or Mbappe to Ronaldo feels like a sensible move, given the fact it's a 50-50 call, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to bear in mind here that France are playing the Netherlands. Like, that is their big rival to win this group. It's the most important game of the 3. And the one you wouldn't have wanted to go into without Mbappe. So that is the dilemma here for France in terms of, can they rush him back? Is he okay to play? It's one thing keeping him back for that Poland game, but if the Netherlands beat France, they're likely to win the group. And obviously, your pathway through to the final starts to look very different if you come second in the group. So I know France don't particularly fear people in tournaments, and they'll just take whatever's put in front of them. But you want to win your group, and Mbappe definitely has to be considered a doubt for that game. Like, to break your nose on like that on Monday night and be expected to play a high intensity, full on football match 4 days later. There's not many players that would do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever had Mbappe down as the bravest player in the world. So I'm excited to see him prove me wrong, or will he not prove us wrong? I don't think there's anything wrong with him not playing. I'm not saying like he should brave this out, because if I had a broken nose, I don't even think I could podcast. But there's a lot that comes with it, There's the bruising that comes in the days after. There's the breathing difficulties. There's the actual pain. There's the, can you get the mask to fit right? And also, if you're Van Dijk, whoever, you're targeting him.
100%.
You're smashing him.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. He's got it. Like, Mbappe's still got to go into aerial duels with players like Virgil van Dijk, who does not mess about. And that is what you have to consider. Can he actually do that, even with a mask on? Like, it's not a helmet; it's a mask. It's not like a full-on face. Like, it's not wearing
it's not American
NFL
football style. Yeah, no, I'm with you there. You're definitely going to be cautious. That first appearance, those first headers, you're going to be worried. And look, France, sure, Mbappe's the main man. You don't want to go without him, but players like Giroud could start that football match. Players like Moani could start that football match. They've got an embarrassment of riches on the bench. They've not got an Mbappe like for like, but worst case scenario, you want him ready for the knockouts. If that's what it means by giving him a couple extra days. CJ on the background works as FPL discomfort. Love that. Getty says Ninja Turtle. There'll be a lot of Ninja Turtle memes, I'm sure. Cam's with us. Dan, Luke, thank you for joining us early. When you subscribe to CJ, it's great to hit that notification bell, because we can't always guarantee times and stuff, especially with we want to give enough breathing space between these streams and the deadline each time. So in this instance, it's like, 30 hours.
This is the earliest I think we've ever done a show, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we've done it. I think we've done an 11, but not a 10.
We've done a 10 before. Yeah.
Poor CH. I hope CH is able to watch this on catch up. To all those watching on catch up, hello to you, and hello to Big Man Backer as well. Big Man, how's your game week or match day 1 gone?
Hi, Johnny. Hello, welcome to all the listeners. Hi, Dean.
Mate.
It's gone all right. I had Ericsson, so he was the highlight of my week. He got me 10 points, which I assume has gotten me to a decent score. Unfortunately, I still haven't hit the correct captain, so I'll have Bruno Fernandes tonight, and I'm hoping that I can make some gains out of it. How was your
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, like you, I've not hit the right captain, but unlike you, my captains have probably not been overly predictable. And like I'm guessing you had Kane and Mbappe.
Yeah, that's right. I had Kane,
Yeah.
Mbappe, I had Demarco, and Gundogan before that. And currently, I'm sitting on 39 points. I still have Costa to go and Fernandez to go, and I have Kavrat from Georgia, whatever his name is. I struggle to pronounce it, but he's their talisman penalty taker. So I'm hoping I can get lucky with a goal out of him.
Yeah, nice. Okay, I think I'm similar on points to you. My captaincy when Verts, who unlike Dean, I stupidly rolled the dice and went for Tazy Verbruggen because I didn't have anyone else playing on that day. You got me 4 points, a couple of save points, 6 saves against Poland. Actually, Holland's not the tightest at the back, which bodes well for France maybe. And then last night I had Lukaku captain over Mbappe. I just was like, I was big on Belgium getting a ton of chances, and they did. But gosh,
They did, yeah.
Lukaku. So yeah, it's Ronaldo last dance for me tonight. But if I get another 10 in the first day of a match day from like a vert, and by the way, the match days were 5 days long in match day 1. Sorry, the amount of days. So we had 5 captaincy choices. Match day 2 and 3, it's only 4 days, the rounds of fixtures. You can only roll that dice 1 fewer times in match day 2 and 3, worth noting. FPL.
Did you have a clean sheet in your team yet? Did you
I've
have
had
an
a clean
England
sheet.
defender?
No, I had double Italy and double Germany defense, who combined had an expected goals conceded of like 0.5, and I managed to have clean sheet wipeouts across the board. And then De Cooper I had from Belgium, who didn't play.
Didn't play. Yeah. I've had Trent, who's basically been the only defender
Nice.
kept a clean
Dean had
sheet.
Trent.
Fives got me 5 points, so that was very, very welcome. I mean, overall, it's been an all right week. I don't think this has been a week which will really sort of set you apart from the rest of the pack because even in our previous show we were saying that this is the week where early on you have to make the gains, but I don't think the variance has been that high, except for maybe the captaincy. If someone got lucky with an Ericsson captain or something like that, then he's made big gains.
Musiala,
But that's a lot of people. I assume that's the minority of people. Yeah, Musiala again. Because I know a lot of people like you, Jani, who had Ritz on the first day and they chose to change their captain, which is fine. I mean, again, in Euros, you want to have fun. You want to watch different games, back your captain on different days. It's not exactly like FPL where you sort of feel very, very accountable with whatever decisions you're making. After all, this is more fun, right? It's supposed to be more fun, at least.
Yeah, exactly that. That's exactly the only reason I did it was I was like, oh, Italy playing the second day, and I could captain Fratesi. That would be fun, and therefore I took it off Verts. That was my thinking.
And you knew he was starting as well, so I mean,
exactly.
Why not?
I knew he was starting, and you'd be the most advanced Italy midfielder. He's always been the
he had a
best
good
Italy goal
chance.
Threat. Hit the post.
Yeah, he had a good chance,
and he had a big chance away from that. So yeah, the chances came, and then the Lukaku one.
Lukaku had 3 big chances missed last night.
Yeah, and 2 from VAR.
Very unfortunate. And 2 from VAR, yeah. But
Dean, what do you make of Belgium? Belgium play Romania next, guys. How are we feeling about that? Because I still think, and Dean just said, like maybe as an Mbappe replacement, actually, Lukaku's not a bad option.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to look at strikers and the chances that they're presented with, and obviously Belgium are like one of the shock results of their game week. But when you look at the evidence you have in front of you in terms of chances created, and consider that they're playing against Romania. I know Romania had a good result themselves, but Belgium have got to go and win this game, and Lukaku starting, and he has to make up for what happened in game week 1. And so I think, like, as an Mbappe replacement, Lukaku should still be the prime candidate to come in for everyone, pretty much. I think he's one of the best picks you could probably make in the next game week. Like, he's not a rubbish footballer. We know that Lukaku can score goals. He does have games like yesterday where things don't go for him. And look, he was unlucky. Like the handball one, like any other tournament in the history of European Championship, that goal would have stood. It's just that there's this new, what's it called, snicker meter or something.
That was amazing.
Like, what on earth is this?
Did we know that was coming? I'd never heard
I had
that news.
no
that was a
idea
thing.
what that was. But yeah, if you missed it, there's like some sort of detector now. There's a chip in the ball that allows the ref to see where there's contact made. And so at the moment the ball passes up towards his hand, it shows that it does actually make contact. And so the detector says it's a handball and the goal needs to be scrapped. I mean, blimey, that's bad luck. Like, Lukaku's had some bad luck there because he's actually, the way he's taken the goal and everything is completely fine. And 9 times out of 10, that goal does stand. So he's been unfortunate. And I think I said at the start of the show, like speaking to a friend of his, and he's like, he's so desperate to do well at this Euros because he knows that it's going to have a knock-on effect to where he's going to be playing next season.
Yeah.
And he loves proving people wrong. And he's I think at this point, actually fed up of having to prove people wrong, to be honest. But he's had to do it a lot of times. And he'll keep putting himself in those positions. And that's what you want in an elite striker. You're not going to go and hide. And Lukaku definitely won't hide. And he'll be thinking, right, I've got Romania next. Like, obviously, I mean, the one thing, Romania do actually have quite a good defence. Like, they're pretty strong. So it's not going to be easy. But just given the opportunities that were there for Lukaku, I do fancy him to score in that game.
He's going to go full beast mode. I'm convinced of it.
Exactly. And I think Belgium were decent as well. I don't think they were terrible. I think they created tons of chances, just that they weren't able to finish. So even if someone has De Bruyne, Trossard, I would hold on to them irrespective of what happened last night. I still think I'd expect Belgium to bounce back against Romania. And Lukaku's a good keeper, even a good buy if you own Mbappe. I mean, first things first on Mbappe, he is supposed to be a doubt. I assume you have to sell him. He has to be a priority sell because of the price and because he takes up a very precious forward slot.
Yeah, for me, I think I'll be selling just because it's a coin toss. Like, yes, they've said every chance it'll be a late call. Mask could be made in time, blah, blah, blah. But it's too much up in the air when you've got a premium asset like that, the most expensive player in the game. I think you just go, I could get to Lukaku or Ronaldo. I think even Harry Kane, again, like we speak about Lukaku blanking and not getting points. You could say similar about Kane. I guess Kane's was a different scenario because he ain't getting the chances, he ain't getting the touches. But even in Kane's quietest of games, Deeney still forced that brilliant save from the header. He still got that one big chance. And I think against Denmark, he'll get that big chance again, and that will probably end up in a goal because his conversion is so good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you have two touches in the first half, there's going to be a spotlight on you. Why is Kane only touching the ball twice in 45 minutes of football? But it's more about the movements and the runs and the way he's pinning defenders and stuff. Like, that's what Southgate's looking for. We're seeing a different version of England now that Harry Kane has to adapt to. He used to have to go and find the ball himself to create the play that led to chances for him. But that interplay doesn't need to be there anymore because he's got players like Bellingham who go and get on the ball. And then they're the ones that start spraying it around. And Kane's job is to play closer to the goal. And so, as a natural consequence of that, he's going to have less touches of the ball. Now, obviously, 2 is a bit extreme. But you just, like Shearer kept saying in the commentary, like, don't worry about it. He doesn't care about that. Like, he's just waiting for his chance. And when that ball comes in from, it was Jared Bowen, it's a brilliant header. The aggression, the power, the determination, everything's there. It's just a brilliant save. Kane couldn't have done much more in that situation. Kane will score against Denmark. We'll probably win 1-0 Harry Kane penalty. I don't think we're going to go and blow this team out of the water at all. But I'm confident that Kane scores. So, yeah, Lukaku playing against Romania, Kane playing against Denmark, and then I guess we'll have to see how Turkey. Ronaldo does tonight. But Ronaldo against Turkey is a good pick too, I think.
I've got another one to throw in the hat. Mitrovic or Vlahovic against Slovenia. I fancy Serbia to get a couple of goals on the board. And I think Mitro, I know came off early, could be an option. But big man, with the Mbappe news, Off-Core said in the chat, does it now start to make us consider a wild card? Like, your plan was never to wild card. What do you think to those that are looking at wild card? Because I told you this time last week, my plan was probably to wild card match day 2. But the way things have gone for me in match day 1 and seeing the likes of Belgium in action to go, actually, I want to keep those players. I look at my team and go, there's not enough upside to chase in match day 2. in terms of bookies odds, only 2 or I think maybe 3 teams are projected to score 2 goals. So not as much as match day 1 and certainly not as much as match day 3. I'm not going to be wildcarding. I'm just going to be using my 2 free transfers.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that. I'm going to recruit England players because I don't have any. I've actually got a wildcard draft which we can show in a second. But big man, let me give you your take on wildcard.
My take is that it's still the same as it was before the start of the tournament. I mean, I did say at that point as well that, you know, because the top teams are playing in the first 2 weeks and they have favorable fixtures. For example, we're discussing Portugal, even England have a decent fixture. Germany again have a good fixture. Belgium against Romania. So all these teams are teams which we own a lot of assets from, right? So where is the upside? The upside basically lies in maybe some Croatian players, maybe some Serbian players like that, right? But is it enough to justify a wild card? I personally don't think so. In fact, if anything, if this Mbappe news has changed anything for me, it's sort of made me consider the limitless a bit more than I was earlier for game week 2 rather than in game week 3. I mean, I won't be doing it because my team doesn't need it, but it does present an argument that, you know, you can just sell Mbappe on the limitless when he's playing Netherlands. Even if he plays, he probably doesn't have the same upside as he does against you know, some other team. So, and then get him back for the match day 3 fixture by default. So it has crossed my mind to use the limitless ship. I don't think I will be doing it, but I think the wildcard is definitely better kept for the latter stages, especially after the round of 16, where we're just going to get 3 transfers, which I assume won't be enough to navigate if there's 1 or 2 upsets.
That's all it is. It takes 1 upset and you go, having the wild card would be lovely. So no, I hear that. Dean, going into each show, I think we'll have to show our current points, because just from what you've told me and the fact you're 18th in our mini league and on your total, you are on already, from all the content creators I've seen, honestly, very few are up at sort of 70 points. So we'll have to be showing off our points at the start of each show, and you can then take the mick out of me that my only return has been Florian Wirtz. So we'll make sure we do that going into match day 2 or going into match day 3. Dean, I can't wait to see your transfers. So we'll have that coming up in just a sec. We'll see mine and Big Man's teams as well. But first, let me just show you a wildcard draft, guys, that I put together before the Mbappe news. This was before Ukraine had played as well. So this was I made this on Sunday. So this is how I think if you were wildcarding, you could line up something like this. Like, it's got triple Germany, but double German midfield, and not Wirtz, but the guys that are getting more minutes or got more minutes in match day 1, Musiala and Gundogan. It's got triple England, again, double England defence if you're backing them for a clean sheet. It still had triple Belgium. I'd be taking De Cooper out, who's not a starter, but De Bruyne and Lukaku, you could argue, are perfectly fine on a wild card. Mitrovic is a bit of a wild card. I had a Ukraine player because I thought they were going to look good versus Romania. They didn't, and Sudakov is like a second striker. And then in goal, there's been a couple of nice nuggets from match day 1 that we've seen in terms of player prices. We now know at 4 million, you can get the Serbian number 1. So the Serbian goalkeeper is 4 million. We didn't think he was going to be a starter. And Croatia also have a 4 million starting defender. Worth knowing that for perhaps when they play Albania in match day 2. So both Croatia and Serbia have these nice 4 million options. We already have it with Mittelstadt. We already have it with Fas at Belgium. But there's plenty to go around there. Not going to lie, I don't particularly like this wild card, and I don't know if it outscores my team, which is why I guess I don't target it. Big man, who have I missed on wild card here? Because I may have missed a couple of nuggets, knowing I did it on Sunday, but doesn't really feel like a week with huge upside.
Exactly. I mean, my first thought when I saw this team was that it looks very, very close to a match day 1 squad. Right.
Yeah.
So
Triple
where is
Germany,
the upside? Exactly. Triple Germany, again, double Ukraine. I guess you can sell double Ukraine, but is it really, for example, is it really just worth using a wild card to just get rid of the double Ukraine? I don't think so. The fixture's still all right. They're playing Slovakia, so they can still sort of do all right. I mean, overall, I'd sort of pick similar if I wasn't a wild card. I don't think I'd go much different. But overall I agree. I think it's probably not going to be worth it at this point in time. Even DeMarco, I mean, I'm sure you know more than me about Italy. Italy could easily play in a back 5, and DeMarco could be a left wing back because it's supposed to be a tougher game against Spain, and you never know, he might even nick an attacking return here or there. So the likes of Luna and DeMarco, are they even priority sells? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they're it's better off if you get rid of them this week, but it's not as if that you have to do that, especially when there are bigger fires to fry, i.e. Mbappe.
Yeah, I'm keeping my Triple Italy in my team. Dean, if we're picking 3 England players, on wildcard or not, what 3 would you go for? Would you go double defence or double attack? And then talk to me about Foden and Saka as an option alongside Bellingham. Bellingham is 9.5, Foden 9, Saka 8.5. So similar price band.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 3 must-have England players would be, as it stands, would be Bellingham, Trent, and still probably Kane. They're probably the 3 that I would be going for. I mean, Trent could change. I mean, I wasn't hugely convinced by his overall performance. I don't really want Trent playing in midfield for England. I don't think he's a midfielder. And I think that to make the jump up to, an elite tournament as a central midfielder is going to prove too much for him. He's going to end up costing England.
Agreed.
I think if I was even if I was Conor Gallagher or something, I'd be like, hang on, this is my actual job. My job is, and I spent 25 years of my life becoming a central midfielder. Like, he's just started doing it last week. Like, can I play there? So I don't think Trent should
receiving the ball in that different space, and we saw they concede the chance, didn't they, in the first half to Serbia from Trent's sort of blunder.
Yeah, exactly. And moments like that will happen again. I'm going to try and get a steer from my mates that are working in the England camp to see whether they think Trent starts the second game.
I'm not set he does. I think he maybe does, but then doesn't when it gets to the knockouts. I don't know.
I don't know. Denmark are a difficult team.
True.
Difficult team
with a good midfield.
They have a very good midfield. I just wonder if there's a chance Conor Gallagher gets the nod for that game. His work rate, his reliability on the ball. I know that Southgate likes all of these things. So, while I still think that, as it stands right now, we assume Trent, he didn't play bad enough that he definitely doesn't start. So, and if he starts, he's a defender in the game. He's playing in a position where he can create things, but also we can see that he's on free kicks. I think I've got a feeling Trippier and Trent are only in this team because of set pieces, but that's my opinion. So yeah, I think Bellingham. I haven't got Bellingham in my team, and he's the one that I feel like I should probably try and get to if I can. He's just running the game for England, and he's clearly taking it on his shoulders. He's 20 years old and wants the responsibility. So it could just be that Bellingham keeps dragging England through, and then Harry Kane's Harry Kane. Look, in terms of this wildcard draft, I just think Florian Wirtz is too big of a mission. I think that.
Do you reckon? Would you go even though he came off at around 65 mins and Gundogan got 90 and Musiala 74?
Mate, he's just too good, and he's going to be instrumental. This.
So him and Musiala drop Gundo.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I picked Musiala and Wirtz for game week 1 just because I was FOMO. Basically, I know I'm going to miss out on some points, and I don't want to miss out on either of them. I don't know which one.
Fair play, going the double up.
And I just realized, as you're watching the game, you're like, well, I need both because they make this team tick. I said for the tournament too, I love the top end of Germany's team. I'm not convinced about the depth of it. And as they get through a tournament and they're tested by teams better than Scotland, i.e. everybody else in the tournament, we'll see what they're really made of. But one thing that won't change is those guys get on the ball. Those guys are around the set pieces. Those guys are arriving in the box to finish off chances. And you see the type of chances that are being created. They are the territory where they are just stroking it into the corners and curling it into the top bin. So I'm sticking with Wirtz and Musiala. It's Hungary. It's a good fixture for them, and it's a game that guarantees their pathway into the last 16 on home soil. So I think, I had a Wirtz captain for this game. I might switch the captain to Musiala, but either way, I'm sticking with both those two. And I think it's more important, certainly, than having Gundogan. I know Gundogan's cheaper and it's guaranteed more game time, but surely we're looking for output, not minutes.
True. Yeah.
Is he
A
on
good one,
penalties?
wasn't it?
Is the key question now.
Yeah.
That's the key question.
Yeah.
He's meant to be on pens, but if Muller's on the pitch, does Muller take a pen? I don't know. Does what we're going to see is I think Nagelsmann has said like this is a core group of 14, 15 players, and we saw it in match day 1. We know the subs coming on are going to be Pascal Gross if they need it in the middle of the park, and we know Leroy Sané and Thomas Muller are going to probably come on most games. Now, Sané came on for Wirtz, and I think Muller came on for Musiala. Gundo does feel like a more reliable source, but let's just moving away from Germany. I think Geddy in the chat has made a great point. Gvardiol versus Albania should be in your wildcard draft. I definitely put him into Geddy.
For sure.
Or you go for a 4 million cheap Croatia defender. Albania have got the second highest odds of a clean sheet. Only Germany have 50%, and I think Albania on 46% and England 42%.
Yeah.
Croatia,
By the way,
Croatia, yeah.
Croatia,
I'd go with
sorry, yeah.
the double up. Yeah, I go with the double up on the Croatian defense, because I assume not a lot of people will have Croatian defense. So that's sort of one place where you can gain some points on the field. I like that idea of doubling up, or even having someone in midfield like a Meyer. I like him at his price. I think he's 7 million or 6.5. So yeah, there are plenty of options, and I think Croatia are one of the teams to target, because when you look at some of the fixtures, a lot of these fixtures are, even when you look at England, Denmark, it's a middling fixture, or France, Netherlands. You need those fixtures, and I think Croatia versus Albania is the one where you can make plenty of gains.
Yeah, and look on a wild card too. Like, if you target anyone, you're targeting Scotland. Like, I'm not joking. They are the worst team at this tournament.
Yeah, and players like Fabian Schär are 4.5 million. Like Switzerland can defo keep a clean sheet.
Kanji for Swiss might be worth a punt. Schär's at 4.5 million.
Widmer is the wing back. He's also 4.5, right wing back for Switzerland. Widmer.
Okay, there we go. So how do we rank? Let's rank them. If we're going to rank, if you can buy Mark Gahey at 4.5, a Swiss defender at 4.5, whether it's wing back, a Kanji or Schär, or if you can go and buy a Croatian 4.5, of which there's a 4 million Croatian option. But let's just how do we rank them for clean sheet chances?
You got to go for the Swiss.
Really? You'd go Swiss number 1? I'd go England number 1, and I think Big Man might go Croatia number 1. So we all saying different.
You think England are going to keep a clean sheet against Denmark?
Yeah, mate. Gareth Southgate only keeps clean sheets. They don't score goals. They keep cleans.
Boring. Maybe, but I'm not as convinced of it. I just feel we've got a fault in us that's gonna cost us in a game like that. We might have to end up winning it maybe 2-1. But the Swiss, when I say the Swiss, Scotland did not have a shot. They didn't have an offside. They didn't have a corner. I'm not joking. They didn't have any of these things.
I think their XG was 0.00. I think I saw a stat.
Yeah.
I think I saw
on
that.
their goal. The XG was 0.00. This team was 0 goal threat. I know they were playing against a very good Germany team. But you at least create something from a set piece.
Yeah, true.
Like, they had nothing.
All right, so rank them then. So you'd go Scotland, you'd go Switzerland defender number 1.
Yeah.
Croatian or England number 2?
Who have Croatia got again?
Albania.
Because there's
I'd actually like to throw a Germany defender in the mix as well. I know a lot of us already own Mittelstadt, but maybe
not got
double up with
triple.
Ta. Yeah. A lot of people don't have Ta either. Yeah. So if you have the slot available, I don't mind that option.
This graphic's been throwing me, and I couldn't work out why. And I've just worked it out because FPL team's just written it. Why is Gahey wearing a Germany kit?
Oh yeah,
exactly. It's probably because you had a Germany defender. Probably had exactly.
Jonathan Tah, he's morphed.
Do you know what? Let's get off this wildcard draft because I don't like it anyway. Like, it's a rubbish team. It's a rubbish team I made on Sunday. Let's get off of it. So, okay, Big Man, just rank those defenses for me. If you're buying, because there's a lot that own, say, De Cooper, for example, me included. I'm looking for a 4.5 million defender.
No.
I've actually got double German defense, but let's say for everyone else, rank them 1, 2, 3, 4. A Germany defender, an England defender, a Croatian defender playing Albania, or a Swiss defender.
Yeah, so when I look at the clean sheet odds, Croatia 52%. The next best are Germany at 43%. That just tells you how far and ahead Croatia are of the other teams when it comes to clean sheet probability.
Wow.
So I back my instinct and go with Croatia as number 1. Then I'd probably go with Germany, and then I would probably go with Widmer as the right wing back. for Switzerland against Scotland.
What are
I,
England and Switzerland for clean sheet odds?
Let me check.
You got 'em, yeah. Have a look. I'd be interested to compare them.
England. Oh, both of them are 35%. Both of them are
Jesus.
35.
But it's Gareth
Yeah.
Southgate ball. Surely England keep it clean. But yeah, Dean, you said you could see a Denmark goal. All right, maybe I'm not buying Mark Gahey. Maybe I'm going to go and buy
35% is actually fairly low considering the
Yeah.
picture difficulty. It's
So-
not as high.
Okay, so you're saying by head and shoulders was the Croatian defence in terms of bookies odds.
Yeah, 52%.
I love this FPL discomfort who couldn't love ball recoveries anymore, and it is worth talking a little bit about. Let's come away from this wildcard draft, guys, because it is rubbish. The 9 to 12 ball recoveries are more reliable and predictable in international tournaments than clean sheets, in my opinions. And we have seen a couple of absolute beasts. FPL discomfort, let us know in the chat who have been your favourite ball recovery beasts. But we've seen the likes of Fass get 5 points. Feels like a clean sheet. Well, he didn't get a clean sheet. Mark Gahey felt like a clean sheet. Well, he did get a clean sheet.
He did get a clean sheet, but he got 9 points.
Yeah.
But he also got loads of points.
So I said earlier, like Jules Koundé proved to be one of my best picks. 9 balls recovered, got him 3 points.
Mate, that's huge.
And I was thinking as I was watching the game, I was thinking of the ball recovery stat that counts. I saw him do a few. I was like, I think I'm on some good points here with Koundé. If he can keep this clean, he comes in with 9 points. So that is something to consider. And that also makes your fullbacks a bit more interesting, because when we've looked at FPL fullbacks before, we're just looking at ones that attack. And Koundé did attack, but he also is very good at winning the ball back. And so that definitely keeps him in my team. I know they've got Netherlands, and it's a game where they're more likely to concede, but the fact that he can do such a good job defensively at winning back gives me some reason to potentially keep hold of him. So, yeah, just another thing to throw into the mix, really.
FPL discomfort, Willie Oban, Akanji, Fass, Karnik, all smashed it. And he'll have at least 2 of them in match day 2 in terms of ball recoveries. If you're just joining us, please do hit those buttons, likes and subscribes. Very welcome. Let's go through our teams. We've got 20 minutes still to show you our teams. We'll do at least 5 minutes on each. This is how I am set up for match day 2. I was going to buy Mark Gahey for my budget defender, but having had this discussion, I might be shopping for, I better find out his name, the Croatian 4 million defender, who I just noticed was a starter. So my 2 sells are going to be Mbappe and De Cooper, who's wearing a Dutch shirt.
It's like Mufti Day.
What is up with your team?
It's Mufti Day. Everyone's just allowed to bring their own kit. They can just wear whatever kits they like.
Yeah, I reckon that's the only error as well. Having a quick look.
Has your daughter been doing the graphics, Stu?
Yeah, imagine. So, yeah, okay. He'll be sold. The fixture's right, though. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. He does play Romania.
That's right,
so that is the right fixture. It's the right price and the right percentage, just the wrong colour shirt. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be buying 4 million Ponkrakic. How do you say it, Luke? Luke's in the chat said it. Does anyone know the pronunciation of the Croatian right back?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm the wrong
Pass.
guy to be asking.
Don't know. Luke, give us some info on him. Who does he play for? How many caps has he got? I'm intrigued. I should do some research.
It's hard to know every player in the European Championship, to be fair. We do our best.
FPL team says, I'm surprised you didn't put everyone in an Italy shirt. FPL team, if I did the graphics, I absolutely would. I was doing my subs this morning, right, for my actual team, bringing in all my Portugal players. Make sure you all do that today, guys. Change your captain, change your subs before 2 o'clock. And I had to drop all the players that got 2 points down to my bench. And I was looking at Fratesi and DeMarco, and I couldn't bench them. So I've not. They are still in my 11, and I've benched Lukaku and De Bruyne, fortunately still for 2 points. But yeah. So I'm keeping... Oh, he used to play for Dortmund and Wolfsburg. Interesting. So yeah, I'm selling Mbappe to Kane. This team does need some England cover. And then I think, yeah, I'll go with Mr. Croatia for the back line. Annoyingly, for match day 2, bad bit of prep on my part. I did know this was happening, but I did think I was wildcarding. Both my keepers play on the same day. So I can only go Verbruggen or Lunin. I guess I'll go Lunin. But yeah, Ukraine were poor.
Yeah.
In terms of captaincy, Harry Kane coming in also gives me a good option for captaincy, I think, on day 3 on the Thursday, because as things stand, I'd be looking at, say, an Italy player, which, you know, is far from optimal against Spain. So captaincy can go to Wirtz, it can start with Wirtz, then it can go to I can't remember. Is it day 2 England and Italy play? So Kane. Then day 3 would have to be like a Verbruggen, and then day 4 would come to either Lukaku or Ronaldo. But yeah, let's hope Wirtz gets 10 points again. That'd be great. Thoughts on my team, guys?
Yeah, I mean, you have to just sell the weakest links. And the weakest links are the weakest links are clearly Mbappe and De Korper, especially if Mbappe is not fit or if we have no sort of concrete news before the deadline. Gianni, did you play Verbruggen or Lunen? Did you get Lunen in for Verbruggen after his 4-pointer? Because that was a bit of a dilemma. I assume you went Lunen, or are you stuck with Verbruggen?
Mate, after my Florian Wirtz error, I thought, no, Gianni, stay patient. Go with the 4 points for Verbruggen.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I did hold.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Which is good because Lunin ended on how many points?
1 or 2
at best. 1. Yeah, he got 1 point. Yeah. But yeah, it's apart from your loyalties to your home nation, I think that you're in good stead here. I mean, a lot of people won't have faith in De Bruyne and Lukaku like that, and what you're counting on is that people are getting rid of players like that because they're fed up from game week 1, and you know, it would be a pretty big surprise if at least one of the 3 group games, Belgium don't bang, and Romania. You know, that's what you got to look at. Like, okay, this team are flaky. We knew they were going to be flaky, but as a result of that, they'll fall big and hard, but they will also get win. They will get a win that will be potentially quite significant. Like, it would not be a surprise if Belgium beat Romania 3 or 4-0.
No,
Oh,
I
know it sounds harsh. It sounds a bit ridiculous given what Romania have just achieved, and I feel a bit bad disrespecting them like that because they got a decent defense. But Belgium can carve people open. Jeremy Doku in the opening stages of Belgium's game, the way he was getting at people, I was watching it. I was like, I need Doku. I need.
Yeah,
Doku.
me too. I thought that when I was watching it.
I was
like, if he's now to start, which I think he is now.
Doku actually is probably someone we haven't mentioned that we should have as a differential. Playing against Romania, Jeremy Doku is a very good pick.
Even if he's at wing back, like, he's still super advanced. The biggest thing that I dislike about his Belgian team is the shirt numbers. Trossard, number 9. De Bruyne, number 7. And Lukaku, 10. That needs a reshuffle. De Bruyne should be the 10, quite clearly. Give Trossard the 7 and Lukaku the 9 anyway. Dean, just talk to me a little bit about Calafiori, because if I talk about Italy, people switch off, but you can tell us how good he looked, right?
Yeah, look, he's had a brilliant season. He's being watched by a host of top clubs from the Premier League and other leagues. And as a standout player, like, he's right up there. He's so confident at the moment, and he's in such good momentum. Obviously, from an FPL perspective, you've got to be thinking, but is he going to keep a clean sheet against Spain? And I've got my doubts about that. Like, having a double up of an Italy defence against Spain.
Yeah,
I
think Spain score.
Yeah, I think Spain score too.
I think Spain probably win.
Like, Calafiori, yeah, I mean, I do. But Calafiori is so composed and so good at reading the game. He's a brilliant, brilliant player. Tottenham linked with him yesterday, actually. I'm not sure they're going to get him, but yeah, FPL Focus says Calafiori looks very calm. Yeah, the epitome of calm. So yeah, a player that I rate very highly. Just to say to Geddy, he says, on my wildcard, who to pick, Bellingham or Saka? Do you know what? I didn't think Saka was as good as everybody else did. I came away from that. I thought it was a bit unconvincing. I was like,
oh, did you? Okay. I thought he was injured.
I could see he's the outlet. Well, he is always injured, isn't he? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's obviously a threat, but is he playing that well? And I came away from him thinking he was fine. I give him 7 out of 10. He was better than most of our players, but I didn't think he was outstanding. There is no There's no question of picking Bellingham or Saka.
Yeah. Or
Apart from-
Foden.
Or Foden. I mean, Foden's anonymous at this stage. And yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure Phil Foden should start if that's how they're going to use him, to be honest with you. I'm not, he's scored 4 goals in 35 games for England. It's a bizarre thing. You see Foden and Vinicius Junior play week to week, and then you see him for international, and he's got 4 goals in 35, and Vinny's got 3 goals in 30 games for Brazil. Like, makes absolutely no sense. But sometimes this happens in international football because you just don't fit in. And Foden trying to fit around the other creative players, and Bellingham's clearly getting preference. It's just something they're going to get used to. Every England player still says, I saw an interview with, I think it was Anthony Gordon yesterday, he's like, who's the best player in the team? Like, Phil Foden.
Yeah. They see him in training every day. He's
like,
levels.
He's like way better than all of us. They're all like, oh no, Phil Foden's like head and shoulders above all of us. There's no question that he's our best player.
Yeah. And he's technically the best, but technically,
but he's got Pep Guardiola or he's got Gareth Southgate, and they're going to use you very differently, and so that's what you have to look at here. You're not getting the Pep Guardiola, Phil Foden, unfortunately. You're getting the Southgate version, which is like going to Lidl to get a Waitrose. So
Lidl, who are sponsoring the Euros, love seeing all that branding.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a good job.
My dad texted me this morning. I've just been to Lidl and got this like pop-up goal because they're selling all the football
they
stuff.
do some fun stuff like that. I've got a load of tat around my house that I've got from Lidl through the years.
Yeah, the middle of Lidl. Luke says guarantee Calafiori to Juve. I think personal terms were agreed before the Euros on that one, but the move hasn't happened because Juve need money. Big man, let's have a look at your team next. You and your team similar in terms to mine in terms of points. Dean's smashing it so far, and we will show our teams in the next show, guys. I promise you that in terms of points, so you can see our progress. I went to Lidl this morning, says FPL Focus. Nearly bought a Lidl t-shirt for the streams. Love that. Do follow and subscribe to FPL Focus as well. Another avenue you've got to subscribe to or consider is FPL Team. We'll speak more about the Premier League fixtures at the end of the show. FPL Team allows you to plan your teams in advance, and now the fixtures are live on FPL Team's website. Big man, this is how you
why is Cabrat in a Portuguese shirt?
Oh,
he's Georgian.
Yeah. I mean, they do share a group.
Kvaratskhelia, he plays like he's Portuguese. He'd fit in lovely into that team.
What is going on?
Anyway, for your Kvaratskhelia pronunciation, the best thing to call him, which is what I used to call him, is because he was played for Napoli and a lot of local press called him is Kvaradonna because he played like Maradona. So Kvaradonna is a good one. Yeah. Even when tweeting about him, I'd tweet Kvaradonna.
Nice.
So you couldn't spell Kvaratskhelia if I asked you right now, could you?
Honestly, no. I reckon in 10 attempts I would fail on each and every one of them.
I like pride myself on how good I am at spelling, but I wouldn't be that confident on that one.
Yeah, says the former journo. Predictable that. Go on, big man.
So coming to my team, Mbappe's probably got to go with his injury doubt. I think apart from that, Sudakov is actually a bit of a weak link. I wasn't expecting that to be the case because I picked him for the first 2 fixtures, but I don't think I'll touch him because again, it's an all right fixture. Same with Lunan. I think as of now, I am torn between selling one of DeMarco and Eriksen along with Mbappe, and I'm really not sure whether I sell DeMarco or Eriksen because remember I am using the limitless ship in match day 3.
Yeah.
So, of course, I mean, these are the 2 players who have tough fixtures. I won't expect much from Eriksen or DeMarco. If I sell Eriksen, I can probably pick Meyer, who is from Croatia. If I sell DeMarco, I can go with a Croatian defender, maybe Guardiol or Stanisic. Mbappe can go for Ronaldo because I don't own Ronaldo and he has a good fixture.
Yeah.
I think Mbappe Ronaldo will most probably happen. I'm just not sure which other transfer to
Sudakov?
make. What
would you consider selling Kvaratskhelia or Sudakov, or do you just like their fixtures?
Their fixtures are all right. I mean, I would rather sell Eriksen versus England or DeMarco versus Spain. I mean, looking at this match day alone, I'd actually sort of like to ask you guys, Gianni and Dean, which transfer do you guys prefer?
Dean? I'd definitely go Mbappe to Ronaldo, but then I would be keeping DeMarco. And I think I'd keep Eriksen versus it. I think I'd be selling Sudakov or Kvaratskhelia just because the teams they play for. I know the fixtures are better, but the teams they play for aren't well-functioning teams. Well, let's see how Georgia look today.
Yeah. Eriksen, 7 million. I think I'd probably get rid of Eriksen.
For Croatian mid, I assume.
Yeah, I think for Croatian mid is a good pick. Sudakov, I actually don't mind. I think that's not like if the rest of your team is strong, to have somebody like Sudakov who could go. Like a lot of people are expecting this guy, and I've watched over the last year because he's been on the transfer radar of so many teams. I've seen a lot of him. He's absolutely brilliant.
Is he?
And yeah, mate, he's different.
I've
class.
seen very little of him, but I know he's been priced very
Arsenal.
well.
There was one point a while back where Arsenal was so hot on this guy. But yeah, Sudakov is a really fun player to have in your team if it goes well. You really, really enjoy those points. So Eriksen's goal, I don't think is a trend. Let's put it that way. Like, I wouldn't expect Eriksen to score against England.
Exactly. I mean, I had him for that one fixture alone. And
I think for that fixture you've done really well, and you've got the max out of him. Yeah,
take the points and run.
Exactly.
Then. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
exactly. Because with Guardona or with Sudakov, at least there's a chance of getting some kind of return. As mentioned earlier, I mean, like Gianni said, I don't expect too many goals from Denmark against England. They're kind of like a defensive side anyway. So I think I can probably make better use of that spot and probably go with a Croatian attacker or someone of that sort.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. There was just a quick point I wanted to make. Sorry,
or maybe even Trossard. I don't mind Trossard either.
Yeah, Trossard. I mean, it's like when he plays for Arsenal. You know, he's always underappreciated. I think
he's 8 million, but you could get to Trossard because Ronaldo's 10, isn't he? So Mbappe to Ronaldo, Eriksen to Trossard.
Yeah,
oh man, to be fair, I didn't realize you could do that. That'd be my move.
Yeah, I mean,
number 9
because
Trossard.
because Belgium are predicted to score. I think they're third for goal projections after Portugal and Germany. So I like that fixture for Trossard, and I do think that Belgium are unlucky. Do you guys think there's any risk to Trossard starting this fixture? I don't think so. It shouldn't be.
Nah, he starts. He looked all right. Like Doku's the other option. He's just slightly deeper, but I'd go Tross. Yeah.
I
think it'll be the same Belgium 11.
Yeah.
They've
got to go for it. FPL Focus, just to answer this one, he says, thoughts on my captain tonight, Bruno Fernandes or Cancelo. I feel Portugal might get a clean sheet. They've got a solid defence. I understand totally why you'd be thinking of Cancelo, seeing as they're up against the Czechs. But my fear of that thinking is just like, we've seen a few teams, like Albania go and score early against Italy. We've seen a few surprise goals, and that's it. Your captain.
Yeah, I'll be going the attacking player always.
You've just always got that he's on the pitch. He could score. He could get a free kick. He could assist. So that's why I would take Fernandes over the promise of a clean sheet. That's my thoughts on that one, FPL Focus.
Yeah, me too. We got to see your team next, Dean. So let's have a look at Dean's team. Ronaldo versus Bruno will be a debate for many if you own both. I own both. It's Ronaldo for me. But let's have a look, Dean, at your team for match day 3, because you are the top point scorer so far. Your team is firing. You're not even sure you're going to use both. You've got to use both your transfers. Let's have a look. Me and Big Man can advise where you should use them if you're not sure. We've only got a couple of minutes left of the show, so we will get.
I don't think he's got my screen. He hasn't got my team ready at the moment. So, but yeah, my team, I can look in terms of the transfers. Yeah, I've just opened up the FPL app rather than the Euro 2024.
I struggled to get into it earlier. It asked me for login, and I'm like, oh, really? Do I have to log in?
The app's been a little bit annoying at times, but I always get stuck on this screen, like that opening screen. Sometimes it just stays on that screen.
Yeah,
not at home, so that's been a bit annoying.
How many points are you on, Dean? Remind us, because I'm 31. I think Big Man's 39. You are way ahead.
I'm on 63.
Yeah.
63 points. So it's been good so far, and I've got 3 to play tonight: Ronaldo, Fernandes, and Diogo Costa. So it should get. I've also got the Georgian, big man's favourite. No idea what his name is.
Caradonna.
Yeah,
Caradonna.
Chakadonna. I've got him playing.
We'll come off big man's team just for this, just so it's not confusing for Dean
Yeah.
talking over big man. So
So
we'll
I've
go
got,
full screen.
So I've got 4 to play tonight, and I'm on 63 points at the moment. So that's decent.
That is insane.
Yeah, mate, get posting about that on Twitter.
I mean, it's only we're only 3 days or 4 days into the tournament, and because you have such a healthy lead, I don't think 25, 30 points we're going to claw that back on you, irrespective of whatever we do. That's a lot of points, honestly, at this stage, given the format of the game.
True. Well, this is the I was wondering about the format of the game and whether this works for me or against me, because there are so many chips that can be used so quickly and people can suddenly get onto the players that have performed so well in week 1. I was like, does that go against me or for me? But also, these players aren't guaranteed to do well again straight away, and I think a lot of people will get flaky and be like, drop some players that they should probably keep, and also just pick players that probably won't bang again. But Jules Condé obviously was a good pick on 9 points. FPL Focus, go on and win it now, Dean. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Actually, talking of go and win it, I'm writing another feature for Give Me Sport about FPL at the moment. I'm speaking to like loads of past winners. So I've got in touch with I think there's 6 or 7 past FPL winners, and just speaking about tactics and stuff ahead of the new season. So I'll let you all know when that piece is going to be dropping.
Mate, let us know if you need any more contacts for winners. I know 3 of the previous winners.
I've just spoken actually to the guy that won it last season.
Oh yeah,
Jonas, I think his name.
Yeah,
was.
he's a young lad from one of the Scandi countries, isn't he?
Yeah. He was a nice guy actually. So yeah, he's
big into data. He was data analytics FC. Yeah.
He was. He was into his data, and yeah, it was interesting actually. Nice guy, but if you need that focus, need that info now, please. Yeah, but I'll try to seeing as I've spoken to all these past winners, maybe it's got into me. Imagine I win Euro Fantasy.
Oh, amazing!
It was good, mate. It would do us good.
Mate, it'd be amazing. I don't even know what the prize is. It'll be better than the FPL prize.
Oh my god, how would you trust my mindset going into the last couple of weeks, knowing that I sometimes just forget to check my team altogether?
Yeah, but I didn't change my goalkeeper. I didn't move the armband.
I'd have to be giving you my login, mate. Don't make sure I don't forget to change my team or my captain.
I'll make it the chaser team. How about that? So, Dean, in a nutshell, the transfers you're going to be making. Who are the players you're looking to sell?
So I'll probably sell Mbappe and Jorginho.
Yeah.
Mbappe will go to Lukaku and he'll open up some more money for Jorginho,
which you'll need.
A better player. Yeah. Because then it'll open up me getting like a 7 million mid.
That gives you 7 million to spend on a mid. You get the who's the Austrian guy that plays for Leipzig?
Baumgartner.
He looked good last night, and he's 6.5. And I was thinking, if I need a 6.5 mid, but at 7, there's another band of players there. So maybe
I haven't got any £7 million players actually. So that would be quite interesting. That's
Go for the Croatian one.
Yeah, Croatia don't have many mids though. That's the problem in terms of not pickable mids. The other team to look at, I think, is Serbia, like Milenkovic-Savic, for example.
I don't think he was very good though against.
He wasn't good. He was really bad, I thought, but he's good.
No, he is a good player, 100%. And I thought him and Mitro, they play for the same Saudi Arabian team.
About that, didn't we?
They'd be on the same wavelength, but it took a bit of a while for them to get going. So yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing really. I actually quite trust the picks that I've got from round 1. They've all got pretty good fixtures for game week 2, and I'm kind of going to let it ride out, which I think most of these players will still be in most people's teams, like intermittently and being changed in and out. So 8 of the players, I'm confident there might be 1 or 2 that let me down. But yeah, generally, I think that's my tactic as it stands, mate.
Nice. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That's all we got time for today. Do please hit those buttons on the way out. Like and subscribe and share about Chasing Green Arrows on social if you fancy it. We will be back ahead of the matchday 3 deadline. I think that's Sunday. I don't know. I can't remember when we've said we're going to do a stream, but we will be streaming before match day 3. So make sure you're hitting that notification bell when you're subscribing. Of course, thank you as always for being our mod in the chat. Thank you, FPL Focus, for being with us, and all of you guys. Remember, the Premier League fixtures are out today. We'll be perhaps reacting to that more on social, so follow us all on Twitter. Guys, for now, he's been Big Man, he's been Dean, I've been Janny, and we've been chasing green arrows. See you later.